Good evening. Oh, excuse me. Good evening, Cosmic Explorers, and welcome to your Friday night tune-up. I'm your co-creator, Hillis Pugh, minus my co-creatrix, Rebecka Gregory. She is not feeling well this evening, so you guys send her lots of love, lots of energy, as for her to have a speedy recovery. And I'm sure, and I can almost guarantee you that when she's back next week, she'll give you the whole story of why she is MIA tonight. And so, as I was preparing, for the show this evening, just really understanding the space and energy that we are in, with the Lionsgate portal coming to the peak next week, and with all the energies that are opening up right now, with all the energies that are present in our space, whether if it's personal, collectively, all the energies, and there's this overwhelming sense of feeling lost and really not knowing the direction or path to take, because, there's always something happening right now. There's always this ebb and flow, and as I have this vision, oh, hello.
Surprise! I'm like the great mystery. You never know what's going to happen.
Talk about an ebb and flow of things, and just things just happen. I mean, like I was, yeah. Um,
Were you just telling him I had a headache and I wasn't going to make it?
no, I just said you were MIA and you will be back next week. I didn't get into the whole story because I know that's your deal. You.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still here, but I decided I'm going to pop on after all.
And so, it's interesting because you pop in just as I was getting ready to get into this explanation of the energies that are that are happening right now.
Exactly.
And right, and here you come. And so the preface to this is that we understand that there's the Lionsgate, the peak of the Lionsgate this next week,
Ooh.
and there's this flow of energy, this back and forth of energies that are happening. And one of the imagery that I received was this image of the scales, this ebb and flow, the good, the bad, and everything has to balance out. And right now, things are still a bit out of balance, with
Mhm.
everything with everything that's happening. And so everything that's happening in a collective space and even in the individual space is working to bring these energies back into balance. Wouldn't you say so, Rebecca?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
Even
true.
with, huh?
What? Huh?
No, so even with you just popping on, it's like, oh wait, we're back in balance.
We're back in balance now. So I guess I popped into the first. Yeah, totally agree with you. Um it's just interesting what's coming up with the energies with this line gate. I personally have had a lot of family stuff coming up, and I think that's kind of what it's all around, those old belief systems of what. And you talk about balance. What I'm really feeling right now and really immersed in right now is where we as individuals are out of balance within ourselves of the truth of who we are, because of all the family drama, all the family stuff we've held on, the beliefs, all the old stuff we always talk about. But that's why we're out of balance right now, as this lion gate's opening up, as this new portal's opening up, this new energy's opening up. It's pushing everyone to a new level of questioning, how do I want to show up now?
Yeah, I mean that's exactly it. I mean, last Well, you guys know, a couple of weeks ago I was out and I was with family. And what was interesting about that time, and the reason why I'm bringing it up now, is because, when we're all cousins and we are, just being kids and being teenagers and just, having that aspect of our experience and just being that aspect. And now we're all like in our early to mid 40s. And I'm like, wait, when did this happen? And, and some of my really close cousins, they all have kids. And a couple of my other cousins, they're like in their 70s. And I'm like, when did this happen? And so I understand the time of it. But when you are in the space of just the enjoyment of the relationship, and I think that is what it's coming down to, is when we're in the space of the relationship and how we relate to that experience
Hmm.
and how we relate to any experience now, how it can contract and expand. And in the space of contraction, we begin to notice the nuances
Hmm.
and the little tiny bits, as opposed to when things are expanding, we don't seem to notice the vastness of anything that's occurring because it's just growing and growing and growing. And then when it begins to contract, just like a breath, we notice sometimes when the energy is contracting or even sometimes expanding. So it's in the times of noticing the polar opposites of our space and of our being.
Exactly. And I think too, right now, um, it's the simplicity of our inner knowingness that needs to be. So when you were saying, the vastness and the expansion, when you can pull yourself in to that place, you notice these subtle changes that are just as you expand. If you can stay within, it's just how the world's talking to us so much clearer. What?
I'm agreeing with you because I mean
Like,
the little.
what I can think of right now is I got new oracle cards. So I'm gonna show. I got the new Rebecca Campbell Rose oracle cards. I know, don't I?
I
So I
know.
have, but I mean, just about expansion. So I started working with them the other night, and I have a rose. I have roses outside my window around the statue of Mother Mary, but there weren't really any. There's just one or two. Well, I started the other day expanding using these cards like 2 days ago, and now there's like they're just flourishing everywhere.
So what's interesting too, that you mentioned that, and the visual that I received is that when we're in this space of expansion, there are certain things, certain connections that have to be replaced because
Mhm.
they were made to expand in that space with us. So think of it as a rubber band or a string. So rubber bands were meant to contract and expand.
Mhm.
And as they contract and expand so much, they wear out. And so then they have to be replaced to compensate for the consistent expansion and contraction, because the more you expand, the more you expand. The bigger the circumference of the expansion. And then it's just the opposite and equal energy of contraction.
Mhm.
So it's that space of balance of how big can I get and how small can I get. And
I
so
personally love to play the invisibility cloak game.
and so it's just in that energy that we're in right now of, yeah, this is it. And so with this Lions Gate energy that's opening
Mhm.
up next week, well, the energy's open. It's just going to be at the peak next week.
Exactly.
And we have to understand the positioning of this energy as well. as the position of this energy is right over the Great Pyramids of Egypt. And so, our ancestors realized the importance of this and how the pyramids are the conduit for this great energy for us to align ourselves with the occurrence of communicating with our extraterrestrial sisters and brothers and our families, and to align into the space of evolution, of ascension, to bring forth what it is that we're asking for in an energetic level, in a cellular structure, in our DNA, and all these aspects of ourselves. And so, it's almost like making a wish, a grand gesture, if you will, and just allowing your intentions of your heart to come into full alignment with what it is that you are wanting for yourself, for humanity, for whomever. And I think, that's where we are right now.
It's like the unfoldment and the embodiment of who we truly are and
Ye-
opening to that space.
Yeah, before you know it, we're all going to be levitating. I can't wait for that day.
I already do that. Just kidding.
I know that she knows that this is like one of my things that I haven't been practicing, though I should,
You
because my
should.
focus has been elsewhere in life, but I've been practicing other things. And speaking of practicing of other things, I am super duper 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 duper
Doop doop
happy
dooper.
happy to announce to all of you guys that I am now able to attune other people to the Lemoyne Light energy work that I do. And so I'm super excited about this. Know that this is not for the faint of heart. This is for people who are committed to self evolution and assisting in planetary evolution. This process takes anywhere from 6 to 8 months. But if you've worked with me in the past, it may be cut down by a month or two, depending on how much work we have to do. But this is something that takes patience and commitment. And if you are wanting to be attuned to this Lemoyne light energy, which is, to me, from my personal experience, greater than anything that I've ever done and any other energy that I worked with. So, to have more information about that, comment on the post wherever you're watching this, or message me, and we can connect and move from there.
Hey, Hillis. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. And that's exciting for you.
You're going to
Also,
be the first one, I know
oh, I
it.
am. Oh boy, watch out, world. Question for you. Didn't we get a special something from somebody that you were
We
gonna
did. I was going to save it before we got to the tune up because it's a very
Oh,
special message.
oh, well, it just came right now. And I guess why it came was if anybody's out there, thank you for listening and joining the show. And if you ever have anything that you'd like to share with us, send it in to us, like a poem or a reading or a download, or we do love to hear like what you think. We're in this together, so please share with us so we can share and put it out there.
Yes. And I
And
am
Willis
on.
has some to share, but I guess I jumped forward on that, so I must leave it there.
Yes, you did.
I don't know how
Um,
much I'm
and
going to make it either, so I'm.
and so since you were talking about it, and I don't know if he's watching this week, but this is a channel message for this energy in particularly uh, that he sent to me to share with all of you. And so the person who is sent this to us. His name is Chuck. And Chuck, I thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and being a loyal watcher of the show and sharing this with your friends and family. And so this is a channeled message from Chuck that he channeled on August 3rd. Oh my God, I just realized the date. August 3rd. So uh, August 3rd of 2015, 7 years ago, is when my mom passed.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah. And so I was fine on that day. Then I see that Chuck channeled this message on 8-3, so I'm like, okay, all right. But here's the message from Chuck. And he is wanting to bring God's peace and holy light to all of you in the space time energy, those who are watching this in the present, in the infinite now, whether if it's now or later. And so in this moment, we ask for you to clear your thoughts and your plight. And here is the lesson for you to contrive, to receive. Each time you rest, we do our best to come to and awaken yourself to a new day to test. You see, we bring the energy of Source to all, and some take it and some may not. It is okay, as each cannot take more energy than it should, or the human system can be challenged and considered by man a new disease, which is far from our intent. Each body, in order to receive these new energies, needs to be as clear as it can, as distorted energy causes a refraction and cannot make its end. So clear your thoughts and your mind, as Ezra states, for a whole experience for you to awake. This task seems huge in the world or media deluge, but that is the point. Take back your power, shut off the world, look within, and make your choice. In this way, you will not be at bay, but part of the collective of universal consciousness as foretold. Ascended masters are at the ready to do what you seek is up to you. Ask, and it will be given. Peace unto you.
That
And
was
that is
beautiful.
from Chuck. And I hope that you are watching this evening, Chuck. And
Thank you,
thank you
Chuck,
for
for
sharing
sending
this
that
message.
beautiful message in. I really felt it.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I had to really allow myself to embody that energy. And it's beautiful to embody the energies of the messages that come forth, because there's a lot of power, and that word is so overly used at times.
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes it doesn't fit, you know, the word power and taking your power back and power, 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 power.
Well, Power Rangers.
But I mean, that word is in this moment, as I feel it, oversimplified
Mm-hmm.
or misused or construed or or in the energies of our belief system of what we were made to believe this word to be. Like when you plug into an outlet, oh, there's your power. It's like, okay, it's more than that now. It's more than the than the definition that we gave it. You know, And I want to hear from you guys right now, especially those who are watching, live with us. Indigo, Valerie, Deborah, everyone who's watching with us live this evening. I want you guys to express what you feel the definition of power is for you, because I don't know, it just feels like there's this whole other
I feel like it's
energy source. Yeah, go ahead.
the expression of potency of the truth.
Yeah, I like that. The expression of potency of the truth. And what expression is that? You know, because when we get into, and hold on, when we get into expression,
Thinking.
there's this physical expression, there's these
Mhm.
multiple expressions. So
Exactly, because we're multidimensional, so you can't, like, we can't define one thing individually anymore because we're moving into more and more into our multidimensional beings and the consciousness that we are in the as somebody just said, the Christ consciousness, the opening of the truth, the energy truth of who we truly are, which is undefined by words. It is just a feeling of an expression of energy.
right, and that's
As I always say, we're moving into learning the language of vibration. And that's kind of like this is a perfect example of that. Things, even though we have words for them, being the human.
words don't. I mean,
However, now it's like a different I was this really came up this week with me, of people not understanding where I'm coming from, or this, and this was like something that was kind of in my awareness, and I'm just like, and I just realized there's the English language, then there's the energy language, and
yes, and
there's
we have to
and
focus.
it's two different languages.
Yeah, we have to focus. And right now, I feel that my focus has been more on focus of the energy and vibration.
Hmm.
And and right
Okay.
now, I'm being triggered by the word power.
Yeah.
I'm like, if
So.
you haven't been able to tell anyone, I have been super duper triggered by that word power.
Hmm.
And maybe I should start speaking with a disclaimer of letting people know that when I speak of and in energy,
Hmm.
not in the human vocabulary, even though the human vocabulary is the means of the transmission.
That's the labeling we
Right,
place on the energy.
right. The means
Yeah.
to express the simplified form of energy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We
And
got the.
so when we step into the expression of our soul, because this is what it is. When we allow ourselves, and I have to have my hand up so people can see. So when we step into the expression of our soul, the expansion of who we are and the contraction of who we are exist simultaneously. So the power that we hold in this expression is one of infinite space, knowing that we reside in everything all the time, just like the movie, and I love it so much. Everything, everywhere, all at once, and it really, yeah,
I mean, it was out there.
yeah, I know. But the thing
I
is,
know.
I watched it a few times, but when you have that expression of knowing and understanding that you are existing and all of this, and when I say all of this, I mean in every facet and every form of the energy that is source. And so the power is source, the power is the creation, and it's an infinite cycle that never ends because it's infinite, and not the infinite but the infinite.
Exactly.
The yeah, yeah. I think
Indigo has something.
yes, I was looking at
I don't
that.
know how much longer I'm going to make it. Just
No, it's
FYI.
fine. So power comes in many forms. I see power as energy, which once understood, we would stop looking outside the universe of ourselves of what exists outside ourselves. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. And then of course, Valerie, we are love. And so I don't, this is and this probably won't be the last time we talk about this on the show,
Mm-mm,
about
no. And
understanding the power and vibration of it.
not getting on the word power, kind of getting off that now, what I was expressing is, right now with these energies that are coming up, this line gate opening up and everything. I'm not even getting into everything that's happening, you know, um, and talking about those two different levels, of words and how people are expressing, and how a lot of people, especially empaths or people that are in the world of energy, express at a different level, and discerning those two. So I guess what I'm saying is be very gentle with people right now and with yourself right now, because that separation is really profound right now, of the levels of the words and the two different levels, as kind of like things are kind of splitting in a way, and people are waking up or not waking up. So there's this, do you feel that there's like this huge split right now of things, the old,
Yeah.
kind of the old and the new, and we're kind of in the between that. So as that happens, people who speak vibration are learning into moving into that, are going to be a whole nother language than people are that aren't. And so it can be very confusing and frustrating to associate with people sometimes that are on two different levels.
Yeah, well, that's been happening with me for a long time,
Well, I know
because
it's just amplified right now.
right. So think of it this way to make it even more simple for those who are watching. So when there's communication between two people, and and especially if they're close friends, and you say something, whatever it is, and the person reacts or responds, it's like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? And it's like, well, shouldn't you know? And so it's like the rapport is off, or there's been this miscommunication because you sometimes often assume that the person you're talking to is understanding what it is that you're communicating, when things get lost in translation because it's lost and you don't understand, you don't get them, like, what? So you have to stop, rewind everything, and then regurgitate it in a way that the person who's receiving it, listening to it, can understand. And
Hmm.
that's something that we often have to do now. And so this is why sometimes when I speak to people, I have to, speak slowly or pause to make sure that what I'm expressing is understood by the ears that are listening. And so when they hear it, because what's happening is that when we hear something, we're also translating it.
Hmm.
We're also trying to decipher and understand, what is this? So I think that's where we are right now.
And also our ego is really tricking us to stay where we were.
Yes, I speak energy.
It's, yeah, yeah. And it is, it's two different, it just fascinates me.
Yes, you and I speak the same language, so that's why it's not difficult to understand what the other one is saying.
Exactly, exactly. Sometimes we don't even have to speak.
So if
I
you
think we're
guys speak
getting
energy, just
some
put up a
comments
little
here.
smiley face.
Yeah, I think we did. Some people make some comments.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was looking at Valerie. Well, and
Valerie's on a
Valerie,
roll.
yeah,
Way to
Valerie
go,
is.
sister.
Oh no, okay. So I discern different energies with the spiritual community as a whole collective. Some mentors can talk and talk, but not reflect with their energies. They put false light, and it's sad, but we understand it in divine frequencies.
Mhm.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes,
Exactly.
that's a big thing.
That is,
With,
and that's coming up. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Hillis.
no,
Finish
no, you're
yours.
fine. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's coming up a lot now. There's a lot of people out there. Just I guess a message for everyone out there, and no judgment at all, but always stand in your own on your own truth, of what people are saying, what people are expressing out there, and follow your own heart and your own truth, and don't buy into some of the stuff that's out there. If it doesn't feel
Yes.
right for you, then it's not on the frequency you are. So just be very
Right.
discerning of the energies out there. Because there's a lot of universal fuckery going on right now.
And speaking of fuckery, you gotta go buy Rebecca's shirt.
I know. I guess you can't get them in England. They've been banned.
Wait, I'm trying to find your
You
link.
can get the stickers. Yeah, they couldn't get them and they wouldn't print them in England. They cut
So
me
go
off,
to
Hillis.
Rebecca's website, which is RebeccaGregory.com. I thought I
It's
had it in.
Redbubble. You can find it on www.redbubble.com. Just type in untrick yourself and you can find the t-shirts and the stickers and things. So it's a
Yes,
movement.
it is. It is. Even the well-known comedian has started using that,
I know, I saw that.
and um, with the understanding of this energy
And
and as we
can I
begin,
interrupt you for 1 second? I'm going to interrupt Hillis for a second. Valerie, I see what you're saying, sweet love, and I just want to and you probably know this already. Just remember those people that, the psychopaths and the follow, all that stuff. Just send them love. That's all we can do. So it's yeah.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And so as the energy moves and shifts, and I know, Rebecca, you said you probably won't make it for a long time. So are you going to hop
Yeah,
off?
I'm about, huh?
I was going to
Oh, you want me to
have,
do story time? I could try to do a
no,
small story time.
well, I was going to say, no, no, well, okay, fine. I know you know your capabilities.
Yeah, I'm just feeling I don't want to put yeah, because I'm yeah. It's
Yeah.
been a fun week.
It has been a fun week. And tonight, story time is brought to you by redbubble.com, where you can go get Rebecca Gregory's Go Unfuck Yourself or
Untrick yourself from the fuckery.
Untrick Yourself on the Fuckery t shirts, or
Mm.
visit her at RebeccaGregory.com, to where you can get all these amazing insights and her paintings, which are all presented behind her, all her own personal
I haven't put
artwork.
them up yet, but yeah, they
Well,
are really
people can
cool.
learn how to paint with Rebecca as well.
I know I have to get that up too.
So
I'm
let
working on
me
it.
let me just do this because I'm promoting you. I'm
Thank
spon-
you. I'll shut the fuck up, okay?
and so just go visit RebeccaGregory.com, where you can find all these amazing things and learn all about Rebecca as she is now stepping more into the fold of who she really is and presenting herself in the world of of the trueness of her authenticity as one of the pioneers of this world.
You can make me cry. I'm a blossoming rose.
And it's all true.
Well, thank you. You too. Don't
Thank
make me
you.
cry. I already got a damn headache.
At least you're crying and not laughing, where it's not going to make the headache worse.
It's yeah, yeah. I don't know if it did this week. I had an interesting. I people have listened to the show know I've been going. I'm just gonna tell my story right now. Going through a lot of family stuff. Well, it has ended up in my jaw, so I've been having this jaw infection, and I also have a cracked tooth. So I've been nursing that for the week, which is all about this. All my family stuff is in that tooth, so it's coming out in a couple weeks. So woo, we're letting it go. I can't
Get
wait.
it, get it
I'm like
out, get it
pulling
done.
out. What?
Say, get it out, get it done. Let it be
Yeah.
over.
Do we have another thing? One of them was an old.
Yes, that's a really long one that I'm not going to put up, but
Oh,
people
okay,
can read it
okay.
on their own. Um, and yes, so yeah,
Oh,
and if
look, I actually caught myself dropping the F bomb a couple times lately. Feels so good. Way to go, Deborah.
yes, way to go. Thank you, Deb. And then and then yes, thank you guys so much. So let's get into story time. So Rebecca go take a nap.
Yeah, I'm gonna go lay back down, but I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna honor these new cards that I got. the Rose Oracle tonight, which is all about the mother. And for those who really know me, I really work close with the mother, Mother Mary and Lady Guadalupe, which are all the same energies, and has been a huge part of my journey actually. And just unfolding that and stepping into that divine feminine energy. And she, the mother of the rose is just really a badass on top of it. And it really, she was. And a lot of, and the journey I've been on around this and these energies is just, I'm just feeling so profound right now. It's just opening more and more. And it has invited me, and I like to share where I am on my, on my journey, has invited me to kind of step into, as I'm blossoming into this rose, as stepping into that mother energy at a whole nother level. And that's why these cards came to me and the roses are done. So I'm really feeling this energy right now. So I want to share this with you tonight. Um just it's just going to be a simple one, because my energy level is kind of low right now itself. But I just want everybody to take a deep breath right now and just breathe in to your heart in this moment. And I just want everybody to kind of, unless you're driving, as I tell this little story tonight of the rose unfolding inside of all of us, I just like everyone right now to imagine themselves sitting in the middle of the most beautiful, beautiful rose garden with the fragrance just vibrates your body up to a whole nother level. Because as everyone knows, the rose is one of the highest vibrating flower out there because of what she's made of and what she imposes. And as you sit in this beautiful, beautiful rose garden, just breathe in the smell, feel the vibration. Look at all the different roses and where they are. Some might be buds, some might be blooms, some might be full blossoms. And allow yourself to sink into where you are right now. Are you starting something new? Are you fully open and embraced in something in your world? Or have you already blossomed in something and now getting ready to wilter, to die, so you can be rebirthed and open again? And as we return and look at these roses and all the ups and downs, ins and outs, beginning and endings that each rose goes through, as each cycle of our own bodies and our own beingness, as we open up to return to the mother rose, we open up to return to each other, we open up to return to the compassion that lies in the core of everybody on this planet that has been lost in time, that is now asking and playing for acceptance of all, of opening up after the rain, of feeling the crispness of what is coming right now, with the chaos all around. But that's okay, because we all know inside the truth of what's happening, the opening of what's happening, and knowing that we need to get off the train that we've all been on of searching and searching and searching, because everything we require to be who we require to be, to live how we require to be, and to open to the love inside of us is just that, the inner quest within us to find the truth in the core, in the opening of the rose, which is you. Let's take another deep breath in. And thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Rebecca.
Oh, thank you, everyone. I'm going to jump off. Thank you, Hillis, for letting me jump on. Well, yeah, I surprised you and jumped on. So I, I'm going to go lay back down.
Thank
I'm
you,
leaving you in
Rebecca.
fabulous crystalline hands of enlightenment. So, Hillis, do your thing, finish the show, and I will see you all next week. Thank you so much. Much love
Mhm.
to all of you. Mwah.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
so, as I begin to prepare for tonight's tune up, thank you everyone for coming and being present with us. and